Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great day so far, and welcome to this middle of the day market update on the crypto markets. There's a lot to talk about. We're not going to be able to talk about everything, but I'll try to talk about the most important things. And at this point of time, that's the fundamentals. All right, the U.S. equities have opened an hour ago right now. Excuse me that I'm slightly late, but I had some other business to attend to as well. So that's basically the most important thing, and then everything around that and causing the movement of that, right? So the trade war and just in general, excuse me, uncertainty in the world. I mean, what we've seen is that the volatility index closed or opened much higher right here. And at the same point of time, gold is still relatively strong. I mean, we had a spike down over the course of today, but ultimately that's nothing, right? Or at least it bounced up very well. So ultimately, there is still a lot of uncertainty, and that also makes it more difficult for us to know where Bitcoin is going. All right. So in general, it's quite hard here. What we said this morning. Talking about Bitcoin real quick, and then I wanted to talk about the fundamentals, and then we'll talk about Bitcoin again. What I said this morning is that I thought it was most likely we would be able to get at least one move up from this level right here. The morning looked quite steady. I mean, I have to say we had some bearish pressure over the afternoon, but ultimately morning looked quite steady. Now we're also getting some strength. The volume for Bitcoin is actually relatively high, and at the same point of time, the leverage is not too bad. The leverage is actually very decent here. So good volume, low leverage. That's usually a move you want to see. And what we still know is that the main level we want to get up to 84,600. We still have an imbalance there. That's the previous value area high. So that still acts as a bit of a magnet here. So what I said this morning is I think it's most likely we will get up there, and then from there, depending on the fundamentals, as always, we can drop down lower into 78,000, because that is still very much on the line here. I have to say, judging purely off of the technicals here for Bitcoin, I would say we're not going down to 78,000. But like I said, the fundamentals matter a lot. And what we have seen so far from the stock market is that we initially had a spike down. That's also when Bitcoin really, like when the US market opened, Bitcoin actually was pressured down quite a fair bit. But ultimately, as you can see right here, we're bouncing back up. We left a gap to the upside. So what's going to be crucial is how we react to that level right here at 555. So this is the S&P 500. If we're able to reclaim that level, right? So reclaim the gap as a key level, then we can expect some real strength. If we just reject off of that very strongly, then that's probably going to push stocks down lower. And all of this, and at this point of time, there's also no major momentum for crypto specifically. So we are very dependent on the stock markets. And what happens to the stock markets and whether we will be able to reclaim that level or whether we will reject from there, that depends, I think, mostly on the negotiations around the trade war, right? So tariffs. Obviously, we know in 2 days there's a big deadline. We're going to get some headlines, I think, still today as well, but definitely over the course of the next couple of days. It's basically escalation of the trade war is bad, and we'll probably do something like this. De-escalation and real deals outside of tariffs are probably good, and then we can actually see something like this. Bitcoin will move together with it. Most altcoins, as you can see right here, are very correlated to Bitcoin, so most altcoins will just follow Bitcoin in that sense. And that's what the market is going to do. All right, so at this point of time, unfortunately, the honest answer is yes, we can go up or down based on the news. So the main thing, your main job this week is watching the news, all right, having some news aggregators and being able to decipher, all right, well, this is good news, this is bad news. But that's Bitcoin and the fundamentals. Briefly wanted to talk about some altcoins here. EOS, we talked about that yesterday in my pump video, is doing quite good here. We actually took a trade on that in the Signal group as well, which, if you don't know, I have my own Signal group in which I share my own trades. And much more, a lot of education, just an amazing group, but that's up to you if you want to check that out. But this was also, look, we took this trade in the Signal group, was also shared for free in my video yesterday, right? So the value is out there, you just have to come and get it. I just had an alert on Jasmy. I've talked about Jasmy a little bit earlier today. For a potential short squeeze, we're getting quite a lot of volume right here, and we're also trying to get some sort of a bullish reclaim. So could be interesting because there have been a lot of shorts being opened on Jasmy in the last week in this move down. Some of them quite late. All right. So if this continues, the outperformance, because Jasmy has been outperforming most of the other altcoins over the course of today as well, we can have a pretty big short squeeze here. And then outside of that, I mean, XRP is basically, well, it's just moving together with Bitcoin very much. So it's still relatively weak. We're still below the value area low right here. So this, I mean, if Bitcoin is going to become very, very strong, then XRP can break out as well. But I would still say it's most likely that we will visit the areas a little bit lower. So in that sense, not much has changed. And then outside of that, there's not much that is very interesting right now. Outside of EOS, I still think that's very interesting. And we had a new listing on Binance called Gun, a very interesting listing because they have a very, very low circulating supply. Also did quite well. If you want some volatility, trade this. The volume is actually very high. The volatility certainly very high. So if you want to trade something with volatility that also respects technicals at least somewhat, check it out. But that's it for now. I think that's what you need to know. So if you do have any questions, anything, let me know down in the comments, or better yet, join the free Telegram or free Discord, or follow me on X and react to my posts there. I post quite a bit there as well, and there it's easier for me to react. But that's it. So thank you for watching. Take care and bye.